Manage Consents is a panel in which you can create and edit consents, and then you can add them to forms created in the system. The tool has been prepared diligently for the purposes aroused from the GDPR regulations. In SalesManago, you can acquire consents in two ways. The first is acquiring consents via forms created in the system. The second way is to send consents through API by means of Contact Absurd method. You can find more information about this in API and developers on the website support.salesmanago.pl in a section API documentation full description of SalesManago API. In order to get there, you need to go to Settings and choose Other from the upper ribbon and then go for Consents list. You can create a new consent and save it in the system. Remember that created consents cannot be deleted from the system, and once established name for the consent cannot be changed. Once you create the consent, it appears on the top position on the list and you can edit content anytime. Each change of the consent will be archived and available on the list. To see it, you need to go to the settings of the consent and you will be able to see the chosen consent changes. Click the button Add New Consent and a new window will pop up. The consent name can consist only of 30 characters and you cannot use spaces, special signs and diacritical marks. However, the consent text has no limit of characters. You can edit the font, add links. So for example, you can redirect the users to terms and conditions. To finish, click Save and the consent will appear on the top position on the list. Each consent created directly in the wizard is saved also on the list of consents too. SalesManago offers you two types of wizards in which you can create forms and additionally add consents. The first type of wizard is called Express and you can create there pop-ups and forms. The second type of the wizard is called Advanced and you can create pop-ups and forms as well as sidebars and landing pages. You can also add consents in HTML wizards available in the system for each type of the forms enlisted before. In the Express wizard, you can create pop-ups and forms. In order to get there, you need to go to Generate Leads, then go to the Generate Leads on the upper ribbon. On the left side on the menu, you can find the list and choose either pop-up or form. It depends on what you want to create. Choose the wizard type. And thus you will proceed to the first step. In this step, you can choose the type of the form. Whereas on the second step, you can adjust the layout of the form, including the layout of the input fields. You can add new input field and choose consent from consents list and confirm your choice. In effect, the agreement, the consent, appeared on the preview of the form. If you want to go to the editing mode, you need to click the pencil icon. From the drop-down list, choose the consent you want to include in the form, and in the text field, the content will be displayed. You cannot change the content in this place. If you want to do it, you need to go back to the consents list and go to the editing mode. Next to the field, you can find the color picker by means of which you can change the font color. You can display the consent as a text or as a checkbox. In case of the latter option, leave the checkbox ticked. If you want the field with consent to be required to send back the form, tick the checkbox this field is required. If you haven't created the consent yet, click Add New Consent. Click Save to confirm the action. In the Advanced wizard, you can create pop-ups and forms as well, but also landing pages and sidebars. To get to the wizard, you need to follow the previous path, that is Generate Leads on the upper ribbon, and choose on the left-hand side menu the option of your interest. Choose the wizard type, Advanced, and thus you will go to the first step. In this step, you will choose the name for the form, the main owner of contacts who will be acquired through this form, and you can enter the Google Analytics ID. Choose the option Create and Drag and Drop. Create new iframe. Firstly, you need to choose the layout of the form, and the rest of tabs consists of widgets that you can add to the form. To add consent, first you need to add contact form widget. Go to editing mode of the widget. In the first tab, that is field layout, you can select the layout of the fields and you can add new fields or delete them. Choose add new fields and from the drop-down list choose consent from consents list. Choose the consent or add a new one if you haven't created any consent yet. As in the Express wizard, you can display the consent as a text or as a checkbox. Click Add Field to confirm the action, and in the preview of the wizard, you can see the parameter instead of the consents. However, in the fourth step, Preview and Settings, the consent will display correctly. You can find your consents on consents list, but also you can find it on a contact card. Go to the contact card and choose Other, scroll a bit down, and you can see the consents list. It will display the name of the consent, the text of the consent, and you will see the status of the consent. The green dot means that the consent was confirmed, and the orange dot means that the consent was not confirmed. Also, there is a possibility of withholding the consent. You can find more information on the website support.salesmanago.pl.